What's going on, people? I am Swaver, and this is the OpinionatedFacts Group podcast, the self-improvement podcast. And I'm joined by my amazing co-hosts, Love, Joy, and Journey to be Great. How y'all doing today, ladies?
Pretty good.
You said
How
awesome.
are you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic, I think.
Okay, so you trying to outdo my awesome?
Of
What
course,
we're doing?
of course I am. Of course I am. What do you mean?
Oh, she want to be awesome.
Hey. Only right. To our listeners, we want to thank y'all so much for the continued support. Today, we're going to be talking about being patient with yourself and changing yourself or changing the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll go straight into it because you guys, we don't like to hold y'all. We ain't doing all that hold. So let's start with Jenny. What you got?
Like you mentioned, I came up with this topic, change yourself or change the room. It was inspired by me because one of my love languages is acts of service. Like I love doing for people, and I forgot who did the whole book, which I should have came prepared with that, but just look it up. Acts of service is basically just being intentional about showing love through certain acts or gestures. And that's something I enjoy doing. But I notice about me that I have sometimes given that to the wrong people. And, when people don't appreciate you or they take advantage of you, it makes you feel like the poop emoji has been placed all over you, right? So, right. And, especially when people like that, when you have that type of heart where you are willing to go without so somebody else's needs can be met, just to realize that they really don't care anything about what you had to sacrifice to do for them. It makes you want to be a savage. And I'm not doing nothing for nobody. Don't ask me, no blah, blah, blah. But I realized I like my heart. And maybe it's just I was given to people that just really didn't value me. And in a situation like that, maybe not so much change yourself, but just change your environment. And so this was interesting because I got this analogy from Billy Alsbrook. He's a poet as well as a motivational speaker. But he was talking about a bottle of water. So I looked up the price of a 20-ounce Dasani water. So at Walmart, it costs $2.18. At CVS, the price is $2.59. And I looked up the price of a bottle of water at the airport, and LAX came up. The bottled water at an airport, a 20-ounce Dasani, is $3.99 at the airport. Okay, so same bottled water, nothing special in each store. It's just the environment that it's in, which causes value to increase. So I just want you to kind of, so to those who are like that, who you are giving, loving, and you take joy in doing for others, but you may just been giving that to the wrong people, I beseech you.
All right.
Not so
Beseech you.
Look, somebody's looking at their dictionary. Okay.
All right, girl. All right.
I beseech you to consider changing the environment and go somewhere where you will be appreciated. So
I wonder though, like a lot of times, because I've been in that space where you have the opportunity to change yourself or change the environment. And a lot of times we initially go for changing ourselves, like, oh, I'm about to become this savage, or let me become this different person. And then the second thought is, well, maybe that was the wrong choice. Let's go and change the environment. So for some reason, we seem to go to the change myself and I'm about to become this whole new person before we think it was so much easier to just change the environment.
Right. And just realize that person just didn't appreciate me. And, I can go elsewhere where I will be appreciated.
That's great. And I agree with you, Joy. We do that sometimes. And some people turn for the positive and some people turn for the negative. But if you do love yourself, you should always go in the right direction that's best for you. And also, I'll say this too. Sometimes what's best for you can seem selfish to other people. And sometimes it is. So also check too to make sure you're not being selfish as well. So we're going to move on over into patience, y'all. Patience. This is something that I struggle with for a long time and still to this day a little bit. If you ever felt like you just really given something your all and you really expect something to be a certain way and you don't want it to be a certain way later, tomorrow, next week, or next year, you want it to be a certain way right now, and it just seems like you're just going through a hard time to get those results. Have you ever felt like that?
Yes, because I'm not a millionaire yet. So
right. I don't have the body I want yet. Like, why is it not happening?
Right. And that's the one thing that I'm learning to deal with right now, being patient. And so I wanted to do some more research just on this topic, just kind of go into it a little bit more. And so I was just looking at the piperlife.com. It's a weird kind of piperlife.com. But
no Diddy.
Right, exactly. No diddy. So it says how to be patient with yourself. It says prioritize treating yourself kindly in every situation. And how many of us are guilty of not treating ourselves kindly in situations? Like we go hard on ourselves for maybe not getting it right or being perfect the first time.
Yes.
Right. It says instead of defaulting to blaming yourself when things go wrong, try to reframe the situation more productively. When you feel impatient or irritated with yourself, remind yourself that you deserve compassion and kindness. People are allowed to make mistakes. And so that's something that we really do have to work on. We have to start looking at things like, hey, look, if it's something new to you, even if it's not new to you, you still want to keep in mind that it's a work in progress. Everything's
give
not gonna,
yourself some grace.
right. Everything's not going to be perfect all the time. And sometimes you can get so wrapped up in things being perfect that you forget that at least you're making some progress. That's a big issue too. I know when starting this podcast, just kind of giving y'all some more like personal information. We started and it was like 8 people on here, and we really didn't know what direction that we really wanted to go in the beginning, and we just kind of just worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. And even though it wasn't perfect, and even now we still have things we have to work on, we made a lot of progress. We are now on episode 100, 113. So
yes,
right, and so it just goes to show you that hey, do the good work. And what is it? Fight the good fight. I don't know who said it. You know what I'm saying? But don't stop going because things are not perfect, especially just because it's not in the time frame that you want.
And again, like those times where it's not perfect, you are frustrated. Just know those moments are there to build character.
Yes, and also, like you said, giving grace to ourselves. We give grace to everybody else in our lives, and we can encourage everybody. You got this, keep trying. But when it comes to ourselves, we be so hard on ourselves. So we definitely have to learn patience with ourselves.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much for weighing in. Y'all are the best. See,
you're the best.
Oh, it's too much. So I would ask our listeners, man, what y'all doing out here, man? Are y'all gonna change yourselves or change the room? Which one do y'all need to do? Also, are you being patient with yourself? Are you giving yourself enough time? Let us know in the comments below, man. I want to know. But other than that, man, thank y'all so much for the continued support. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about next. We have a very, very interesting episode coming soon, but you got to wait around to see what that's all about. But I am Swaver, joined by my amazing co-host, Journey to be Great and Love Joy. This is the Opinionated Facts, the Self-Improvement Podcast. And until next time, peace.